Okay guys, this is a Honda Odyssey 2013 EX-L. I removed the cover on the engine to start with, and we're going to be installing a VCM Tuner II. Here it is. And the parts that you're going to need to look for in your car are, first of all, you're going to have to install here on that part the red cable. Later on you're gonna clip it from here. You're gonna see it later, and then you're gonna run it all the way down there, those cables, and that's, let me zoom in, that's the connector that you're gonna have to unplug here. You want the car to rest for at least 15 to 30 minutes so it's not hot, and also the ECU it's not still monitoring or anything like that. If you have a push start button, you want to leave the keys like maybe 20-30 feet out so it's not constantly checking the ECU unit. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, we're gonna remove that cable from here. So I'm gonna block the camera for a second, but I'm gonna have to push that bottom up. I hear it. So I hear that noise and I push for up. Be careful with this cable because it could be brittle. So leave it there, just hang in. And now we're gonna install the ECU unit, but we have to run it just behind, a little bit behind this cable here, because it's gonna sit in there. So first you're gonna leave the cable, the red cable for the battery here. Let's run it just underneath this and come all the way up to here. There you go. You can drop the green one but leave the red one up. And now I'm gonna push it there. And we have to put this one on top of that rod here. There it is. There it is, and we're gonna leave it right there. Then use your wing nut that came with a kit to secure this. Don't connect this one yet. It's the last thing that you're gonna connect, so leave it somewhere here. Don't touch it. Now we're gonna go into connecting these ones. Remember that we remove this one from the ECT, engine coolant, and that one looks the same as this one. So of course this one is the one that it's gonna go in here and hear the click. You have to ensure that you hear the click. Now we're gonna connect this one on the ECT sensor, engine coolant temperature sensor. I think it's the other way around. This way. There you go. Now I'm gonna push it. All the way in. Make sure it doesn't come out. Perfect. Lastly, we're gonna use the Velcro to secure all this. Okay, so we routed actually behind this, so it comes from the front and it doesn't have any chance to touch the engine. And I connected right there and I put the Velcro so it mimics the cables going that way, so you really cannot, you cannot touch the engine. The heating from the engine cannot damage the cables, and so on and so on. So now the last point is to connect the red cable on here, on the battery. We're gonna remove that 10 millimeters and put it there. It's a lot easier if you're gonna do that, to remove these ones here. 1, 2, this. There we go. And on one side, and it's a lot easier to access. Of course, we'll remove this. this one in. Plug it this way. Not too crazy, of course. Make sure it cannot come out. Yep, it's secure. I can push it in that direction. There we go. Put back air intake. There. 1, 2. That's it. I don't use the cover actually. So everything's set up. Now go into the car, test it, drive it for a good cycle where it would reach the 78, 74 temperature. But you will see that if you're monitoring with a OBD connector, you wouldn't see more than 74, 75. So it doesn't reach the 78.